Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gettysburg College here. We are in the athletic department in the Office of Athletic Communications. My name is Corey Jordan. I'm joined here today by our softball seniors. We have Aileen Reilly, Wendy Folfas, and Stephanie Leonardo, also known as Leo down there. I know that confuses some of your teammates when I refer to you as Steph, so we got Leo on the end over there. And what we're doing today is previewing the 2018 season, which kicks off tomorrow. The Bullets travel to Shenandoah for a non-conference game. They were supposed to play yesterday. It was rained out. Mary Washington had a little bit of rain in the morning, and the field was unplayable. So the Bullets are starting tomorrow, and we have some questions to ask these three to set up the season. So, Leo, we're going to start with you there on the end. You got the easy one, teeing this up for you. What are the team's goals and expectations heading into the year?
Sorry, I got a little excited there. I think our expectations are the same as always. Win the conference tournament. I think we're going to touch a little bit on this, but we've been so close in so many years that expectations are high. We really have the drive and the desire to win the conference tournament this year. So I think that's really where our expectations are, and to perform at the level that we know that we're capable of.
And, of course, winning the conference tournament means you get an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament as well, somewhere we haven't been in 11 years now. 2007 was the last year. So, Wendy, turning to you now, Steph kind of talked a little bit about last season. It's always good to look at the past to go forward, to march into the future. So what are some of the team's takeaways from last season that you guys are trying to work on in preseason?
I think one of the things that we need to work on coming into this season is our timely hits when we have runners in scoring position. We usually, in the conference championships, they're usually one-run games. So having runners in scoring position and bringing them home is super important. We definitely want to start off strong and not play from behind.
And, of course, just staying with the theme of last season, we lost some players to graduation, Sam Miserel, and I have to say the cheer, I guess, Jamie Abel. So I wonder if she's watching right now. I'm sure we'll hear about it later. So, of course, Jamie was all-conference. Sam was all-conference, too, in the outfield. Jamie, an all-conference shortstop, who was also player of the year. So, Aileen, looking at those two losses, how do you guys pick up, the slack, so to speak, by filling those roles this year?
Well,
I'll hold it.
Okay. Well, Jamie and Sam Miz are both just clutch players, and also just every year we lose alums that have been awesome. So Jeannie and Sam Nestor were the most committed, supportive teammates. So I think each year we bring in new talent, and we're trying to breed them in the same mentality of those girls who left. So just that commitment, that sacrifice of doing anything for the team and taking on any role.
And, of course, Jeannie was here this past weekend, right, helping out the team, as was Jamie. They both stopped up, and did they give any good advice?
Always. I don't know specifics, but always good advice.
Good answer. Now, Leo, going back to you on the end. So you guys are seniors, like I mentioned, 4 years here at Gettysburg College. What do you view as your roles as team leaders with this team this spring?
So I think as seniors, part of our role is to lead by example, to go out there, to perform at our best every day, to show the underclassmen that we know what we're doing, that we know how to play Gettysburg College softball, and that we've been here before, and to just lead by that example, to be that role model, and both on and off the field.
Do you guys agree? I saw you shaking your head, so I'm assuming yes.
Definitely.
Now, Wendy, talk a little bit about the pitching staff we have coming back. I mean, we could ask Aileen too, but she's kind of biased because she's a pitcher. So, you as a batter and hitter, get your perspective on it. Obviously, you got Aileen and Morgan coming back, both experienced pitchers. They both won 14 games last year. Aileen has been all conference all 3 years, pitcher of the year. So, from your perspective, how do you view the pitching staff, and what do you guys try to do when you're up in the batter's box and out on the field to support them?
I've always had confidence in our pitching staff. They're extremely talented and have so much experience in conference. So if we're ever struggling defensively, they have proven time and time again that they'll be there to help us get those outs and have our back. And when we go off the field and hit, we'll have their back.
Now you'll get to talk a little bit about the pitcher's circle, because it's a crucial part of the game for baseball, for softball. If you have good pitching staff, it really sets the stage for everything too. So just speaking about the staff this year, what are your expectations? What are your goals inside that circle?
I think we're pretty lucky that the 4 of us this year, so we have another freshman, Taylor, and Mackenzie, a sophomore, who's worked so hard. We're so lucky because we're all so close, so we can help each other with like that emotional support, but also just technicality. So a big thing that we focus on is placement and also reading the batters, so reading their strengths, reading their weaknesses, and that's probably our biggest goal in a game, is to just like look at the situation and also see what we think would be the best pitch to throw.
Well, Steph, turning to you again. See, we're just going 1, 2, 3 right down the line here. You're a career 300 hitter. You've had a great career here. You've played both corners of the infield. You've played up and down the lineup. What are your goals? What are your expectations out there on the field when you get out on the diamond?
I think honestly my expectations and my goals are just to do my best and to go out there and to do whatever the team needs me to do. We talk a lot as a team about a team first mentality, like what is your role going to be? How are you going to fill it? And I just think, like, for me, knowing that I'm going to go out on the field, I'm going to be smart, be confident, and I'm going to do whatever it takes in order to help my team out, whether that's laying down a bunt, drawing a walk, getting a hit, making a defensive stop. Just doing those things that are going to benefit my team that in the end are going to help us win the conference championship.
You forgot stolen bases too. You're a pretty good base stealer if I remember right. So Wendy, kind of the same question for you. Again, you're a 300 hitter coming off an all-conference season, of course, usually playing at first base or DP. What are your goals out there? I think that's the question I have, right? Yeah. Yeah, what are your goals out there as a hitter and in the middle of our lineup?
Kind of like what Steph said, just to do my best. When I'm at the box, my goal is to move the runner. So like Steph said, whether it's putting down a bunt or hitting a ball into the outfield, we'll do whatever it needs to be done. And just making adjustments at every at-bat and kind of looking into what the other pitchers have thrown us in the past and kind of know what to expect. And that has come with the 4 years of playing in the program. But I don't know, it's just very exciting to look forward to a senior year and what's to come as a team, and we'll see what happens.
And then Aileen, of course, we'll come back to pitching for you. You're a very accomplished pitcher, as I already mentioned, and you look up and down the career ranks. It gets to be a long list, one of which I'm not going to go down every single thing that your record or career rank you're approaching, but you're second all time in wins and third in strikeouts, and of course everything else is up there too. Do you ever, in a sport that's so dominated by statistics, sabermetrics, and the Bill James stuff with baseball and everything, do you ever think about the stats, the numbers, the awards when you're out there?
I mean, I'd be lying to you if I said I never thought about it, but in the past 3 years, all my accomplishments are because we've had such a great team. So I think going into each game, like, we're a very process-oriented team, so it's just thinking each pitch and not thinking of the numbers, because I think that could kind of lead to be a distraction, and it's just working with each other. So just trying to get to that title.
I get that. So that's a great segue too. Obviously, and this question's for all 4 of you. We've been in the on deck circle, so to speak. Let's use some terminology here. Two of the last 3 years, we've finished a run shy in that conference tournament. We've been really close. You guys know what it takes to get there, but what are you going into this season with? What kind of mentality, and what's it going to take for us ultimately to raise that trophy and get back to NCAAs too? We'll go down this way this time.
Okay. I think our mentality is just all in and doing whatever role the team needs. So whether it's taking game notes, whether it's pinch running, whether it's being a starter, every single person on our team matters, and it's just doing those roles to the best of our abilities.
I would have to say just trusting the process. We've been working hard thus far, and we'll be working hard the entire season to make it there. And just, like I said, trusting the process and just having a positive attitude about the whole thing is really important. Negative vibes won't get us anywhere. So definitely having a team first mentality and working together as a group is really important.
How about you, Leo? Big finish.
I agree completely with what these guys said, and I think it's just commitment to the team, commitment to our process-oriented mentality, our team-first mentality. and just the ability to have the confidence to know that we've been in conferences and we've been in those situations, and we know what it's like to sit on the other side, and that we don't want to sit there again, and that we want to help our team win that conference tournament, and to have the confidence and know that we have the team that can do that.
Very well said. One quick question. Who is the best at coming up with some of the cheers on the bench?
I would say Noelle.
Yeah, definitely.
She has a lot of rhythm.
Hands down, now that you say that.
Okay, shout out to Noelle Zimmerman. She is the best cheerleader on the bench, that's for sure. So there you have it. Anything to add for the good of the order? All right, well, we are ready for the 2018 softball season. It kicks off tomorrow at Shenandoah University. Game time for the doubleheader is 3:30 p.m. Who has something to say? You have something to say?
Come support your Gettysburg softball team.
There you go. A plug for the softball team. Come on out to Bobby Jones Field. Our next home game, which is sometime in late March. That feels like March 22nd. Leo's got it for me. March 22nd, the Bulls will return home after their spring break trip and a couple non-conference visits. So there you go. March 22nd at home. This is Corey Jewett for Aileen Reilly, Wendy Folfas, Stephanie Leonardo, signing off.